Hello everyone, my name is Shadow and welcome to my nest. And today I'm going to redesign the Equestria Girls. If you don't know, the Equestria Girls movies are a My Little Pony spin-off, kinda, created mostly to sell dolls. So the story and the plot of the movies are not that great. And honestly, neither are the dolls, sadly. So, given that it's a doll-centered franchise, I decided that I'd redesign the characters, but focusing on how I'd make their dolls. So I did my best to keep what would and what wouldn't be possible to achieve in a toy made for kids. I also made some changes to the lore and the story of the movies, so it made better sense to the new style, because while I did enjoy the movies as a kid, thinking about them now, I think there are some issues that I'd like to change. Okay, so the first design I made was Pinkie Pie. For Pinkie Pie and for all the others, I decided to give them human skin tones, So I made Pinkie Pie black because I agree that it's a skin tone that would match her very well, and the hair also matches with her personality and characterization. So I made Pinkie Pie black. And as for style and clothing, I decided to make her wear some decora/clownish outfits. I searched for pastel clown for inspiration, and I found these baggy shorts that I found was very cute, and Pinkie would definitely wear those. I also gave her puffy sleeves because they remind me of balloons, and she's very bubbly and very soft, so it would make sense with her. And also, to call back to the more decora theming, I decided to give her some bracelets and rings and all this kind of stuff, She also wears some suspenders, and she wears heels. I forgot the word, my god. And she wears some heels. I don't know why, but I really think Pinkie Pie would be the kind of girl who would slay in some heels. She would literally walk around, jumping around like, in heels, and nothing would ever take her down. Also, one thing I don't know how to express exactly, but I think Pinkie Pie would be a gymnast or a dancer, I think she would be the kind of person who can do all sorts of crazy acrobacies, and she would have the balance of a flamingo. She wouldn't fall unless she wants to fall, So for her colors, I kept her color scheme pretty much the same. I'd only added a little bit of green to pay homage to her crocodile. I forgot the name, but yeah, she has a pet crocodile, and I decided to give her some green to pay homage to it. And her hair, I decided to make it pink, blue, and yellow. Okay, the next one is Twilight Sparkle. For Twilight, I decided to give her a more formal look. I don't know. I kind of like her design in the Equestria Girls movies, The only thing that puts me a little bit out of it is the blue, but I still decided to change things. And I was going to make her cutie mark be on her sweater, but then I decided to change it and put it as a pin in her tie, and I think it really looks good. I think it gives a nice touch, a little bit of pink center right in the middle of her design. I think it looks good. So yeah, I also think Twilight would be a short person, so I tried to make her proportions a little bit shorter. I'm not happy at all with how her proportions came out, but that's you can win out the battles, you know. Her color palette kept this pretty much the same. I only changed the blue for, almost white tone, so it wouldn't, clash as hard. And I also desaturated a lot of her colors because, I don't know, I think it was too bright for her. And I made her skin a little brown, to give a little bit of contrast because her suit is a little bit light, she wears light colors mostly, so I think giving her a little bit of a dark skin would suit her. It would give a nice contrast, and I'm out for contrast. I love a good contrast in character design. I gave her some black leggings under her skirt because I was going to give her leg warmers, but I decided to just give her leggings. I think it would suit her better. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Twilight. I decided to make her eye a little bit more shiny than the human characters because I wanted to give it some differentiation since she's a pony traveling to the human world. Also, the pattern that is in her boots, I put it in her skirt because I really liked it. I think it was a nice pattern, so I put it in there as a little homage to the original design. And that's it for Twilight. And the last character I decided to make was Sunset Shimmer. She's actually my favorite character out of everyone in the Equestria Girls. So I really put a lot of effort into her. And since Sunset Shimmer has kind of a redemption arc in the later movies, I decided to make 2 redesigns for her. One with her as a bad person in the first movie, and one for her in the later movies. So, for the first movie, I decided to give her more, more formal clothing, a little bit of parallels to the Twilight clothing style. I literally used my Twilight redesign as a basis for her. Because, I think since she was also a Celestia student, and Twilight became a princess, she would, have some envy of Twilight and try to be like her, So that's pretty much my focus. And I also gave her some red glasses. So, it would be a metaphor for her literally seeing red. And I think that in the end of the movie, when Twilight finally defeats her and she sees the error of her ways, her glasses break in the fight. Like, as a very on the nose, symbol for her letting go of her old way of seeing things and changing for the better. So yeah, her clothing is pretty much the same as Twilight, except I gave her a coat because I love the jacket Sunset Shimmer has on her original designs. So I decided to keep that because I think it's something I really like. And I know Sunset Shimmer originally has a more punkish look to her, and later she changes into a more, preppy, I think you could say, look. But I decided to change that. In my redesign, she starts with a more preppy look, a more formal look, and later when she starts being herself, she starts going with a more punk look, So yeah, that's my bad Sunset Shimmer redesign. I also tried my best to make her skin tone a little bit more yellowish because I also wanted to pay homage that she's, still a pony in a human body. So for good Sunset shimmer, I decided to go with a more punkish look. I think she would be punk, and I decided to give her cutie mark. If you pay attention, in her bed design she has no sign of her cutie mark anywhere in her design, and I think that would be because she isn't being herself, so she can't express her cutie mark. But now that she's learning about friendship and what being friends really means, and she's starting to be herself and stop trying to be just like Twilight, I think that it would make a lot of sense for her to finally have her cutie mark incorporated in her design. And it's also in a necklace, just now that I'm thinking about it, but all of the girls' cutie marks end up being somewhere around her neck. So I think I'm gonna use this as a pattern now. I think it would be interesting. And I also decided to give her, pants instead of a skirt. And she has a little belt with chains. I really like Sunset Shimmer's design, both of them. Sunset Shimmer is my favorite Equestria Girls character. I think she is, she could have been done better, but she's good. She's good already. Could be way better, yes, but is it bad? No. So yeah, I also gave her boots. She already uses boots in her first design because I wanted to show some of her preferences already in the bed design, but here it is at full display, and also to symbolize a little bit more of her personality change, I incorporated a little bit more of her teal color scheme into her design because I think it really matches with her. It suits her well. It matches the red in her hair. It just looks good in Sunset Shimmer. And like I said, she doesn't have her glasses any longer because they broke after her fight with Twilight, and then she literally stopped seeing red. And that's pretty much it. I gave her some patches and some pins. I don't think you guys will be able to read, but there's one, her patch says horse girl, and her pins are one that says unicorns are real, and the other ones are a little sun, and the other says magic of friendship, because I think it makes sense with Sunset Shimmer, So these were my redesigns for the Equestria Girls characters. I really enjoyed making this because my last videos have been just commentary, and I just couldn't wait to get back to designing stuff. It was also very refreshing since I've been in an art block for quite a while now, and just brainstorming some ideas really helped me with getting back with the flow. Say that, I'm not sure if I will redesign the other girls. I probably will because I have some ideas for Rarity and Fluttershy, but it's mostly Rainbow Dash that is making me think about not doing it because I have honestly no idea what to do with her design. It's just such a mess that I don't know where to start, and also I don't really have ideas for Applejack. But yeah, leave in the comments what you think of my designs and if you want to see more of them. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. And you can see more of my art, even some I don't make videos about, in Cara. I am constantly posting updates of when there's video coming out on my Instagram, so consider following me there, or even in Twitter, if you just want to see my opinion on stuff. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys for spending this time with me in my nest, and I see you in the next video. Goodbye!